told why you had to watch it?
I was live, yeah. That they didn't think that it was a clear and obvious error. But yeah, having just spoken to Jonathan Moss, and fair play to him to come straight out, and he just apologised and said it was a blatant penalty and should have been given. So yeah.
Sorry, so John Moss has said that to you?
Yeah, and I mean, I sometimes feel bad because he's come out honestly. I spent the afternoon with him today, gave up a lot of midday in preparation around trying to understand the new guidelines and trying not to get myself booked on the first game with the new guidelines, which I failed in. But yeah, fair play to Jonathan for coming out, saying that it was a clear and obvious error, and he can't believe that the on-field ref didn't give it, can't believe that VAR didn't intervene. Probably made me feel worse, actually, because once you know you're right, feel worse about leaving with nothing.
Overall, you think encouraged by the night's work?
Yeah, I thought the lads were very good. I thought they, huge credit to them to have the change that they've had and some of the negativity surrounding the place recently to commit to everything that we've asked for and to be willing to sacrifice and run and tackle and go toe to toe with a top side at a difficult place to come was very proud of them. Just really disappointed for them as well, because they the amount of shots we had, the XG, the amount of times we arrived, we deserved at least a point at least.
I guess when you arrived, some of the planning for this game had already been done. So how much did you change it in the 3 or 4 days that you had?
I'm not sure how much planning was done before. I just started from zero. So all of that game was the players and the work that we'd done the last 4 days. I don't think there was any. They're a good group of players. They tried to give them some structure. I tried to tell them how I felt it would go today, and fortunately we sort of predicted what Man United would do or what they'd try to do structure-wise. So the pictures that we'd worked on were available to the players. But yeah, they deserve full credit. But in terms of the work that went on before I was here, obviously, I don't know enough about it. So started from zero on Thursday and tried to get the lads ready to come and win a game, and we got close.
Gary, I know you did prefer the points, but how much belief did you take from that performance having created so much, and then the reception you got and the reaction you got from the supporters as well?
Yeah, so bigger picture stuff around where I want to take the group and what I think they can be capable of. Of course, tonight was a big step, because 4 days in, coming to a place like this, it could have gone very, very differently. So the fact that the players responded and performed how they did, the fact that there was a fantastic connection with the fans afterwards, stayed after, they have to stay probably, but they were on their feet after a 1-0 defeat, thanking the players, showing their sort of appreciation for the work they put in and the energy and commitment in the performance and the quality as well. It wasn't just energy and commitment, there was a lot of quality in there, so that connection is going to be important. Appreciated my welcome. They gave me an incredible welcome. Appreciate that. And I believe if we perform like that enough, then we'll be successful more times than not.
And the fact you created a lot as well. I mean, this is a team that struggled for goals last season. Is that something you obviously want to see?
Yeah, I think I've been asked that question quite a bit. Of course, the lowest scorers last year. So my initial thoughts on that were we need to arrive in good areas with good numbers in the box more, which we did this evening. Obviously, we still didn't score, but yeah, I mean, one snapshot of one game is hard to judge, but I don't think today was a reoccurrence of the pattern last year. I wouldn't have thought. I didn't watch loads of Wolves last season, but I still believe that today is probably an anomaly for if we arrive that many times with that many numbers in the box, the quality we have in the room, they'll score enough goals, no doubt.
You mentioned the negativity around the club whenever you walked in. None of that was shown. So how did you motivate this group of players to play like that?
Yeah, no, just to be clear on that as well, there was no negativity within. So the moment I walked in, I saw a group that were together and that were willing to be led and were willing to commit to what I was asking. So obviously the negativity is more when I was on holiday last week with my family. You could hear noises coming out that you thought, something doesn't quite seem right around the football club. When I arrived, real pleasant surprise around how committed everyone was, how willing the staff were to help. And then when you look at Wolves as a football club, the history, the the backing you get from the fans if you can get a side that is committed and front foot. So yeah, really pleasantly surprised, and I suppose not really surprised. It's an incredible football club, and I'm proud and fortunate to be head coach.
Was that the message you gave to the players? How did you produce that performance tonight?
Yeah, so 4 days of good work. So first day just around trying to create some habits and hard work, and second day around sort of how we should play and what my thoughts are. And then we switched to prep for Manchester United for a couple of days, and I tell the boys exactly what I think a team needs to be successful. I asked them to fully commit. I asked them to try and stick to the structure, which they did well at times, and then they found their own way at other times. But we'll improve that, no doubt. But yeah, they represented everything that I think a football team should be, which I'm proud of. But yeah, I mean, credit to them, not to me. I've been in the building 4 days, a long 4 days, did a lot of hours within the 4 days. But it takes the group to go out and perform like they did, not me.
Gary, you weren't here last season, but a few times Howard Webb had to call the man who was here before you to apologise for certain poor decisions. You've had another one tonight. How do you make sure that the players don't feel that refs have got it in for them, I suppose, that this stuff doesn't stay in their head?
Yeah, I spoke to Howard Webb basically every Sunday last season around decisions that didn't go our way at Bournemouth, and obviously felt it was attached to us being Bournemouth. But yeah, I guess, hopefully it's not a thing. I don't think in any way the officials are trying to favour one side. I just think, and I've spoken to them about this a lot during last season, during the summer, I just think it's human nature that if there's something you're not quite sure on, even me and everybody in the room, I'm sure it would be impacted upon by the Old Trafford crowd, by the fact it's Manchester United. I just think it's human nature. So that's why I think VAR should be able to help, even if it's not. I mean, it was clear and obvious, but even if it's not, and the VAR are convinced that it's a penalty, I think they should just be able to give a penalty. So I've spoken to them about that before. Don't want to go into it too much. Hopefully we get our fair share.
Often teams coming in with a low block, just getting maybe on the ball. You're a bit more aggressive tonight. Can you talk us through why you decided to go that way rather than the low block?
Generally in football matches, I do some. We did go low block a couple of times last year with Bournemouth, but generally I try and find a way to be aggressive sensibly. It verged on not quite as sensible as I would have liked at times. It was a little bit basketball match type game, but wanted to be aggressive when we were set and when we were comfortable, and we were. So the lads carried it out very, very well. But yeah, I think 23 shots, the most at Old Trafford for an away side since 2005, I'm led to believe. So the fact that we didn't manage to put the ball in the net and we have to leave with a tinge of disappointment is disappointing.
Gary, no player in that starting line scored more than 2 goals last season in all competitions for anyone. I mean, I know you're saying about creating chances and that's all you can do, set the team, but is there no part of you that's concerned that these players can't score the goals they need to score?
No, not at this moment. I think if I've been here a while and we have 23 shots every game and we still haven't scored, then I'll start to be concerned. But at this moment in time, I see players with real quality. See players that I think are capable. So of course, my job to keep getting them to arrive. My job to work with them on being more clinical. And then I'm sure they'll show what good players they are, and we'll score enough goals to be successful.
Gary, just on the goals, Cristiano missed a couple of big chances, but had an exceptional performance. I thought. What did you make of the positive impact he had on the side?
Yeah, I thought he was very good. He missed a lot. He missed a lot of training this week with with a slight issue. So we were never going to get 90 minutes out of him. But he caused Man United problems, of course. Lots of things he can still improve. And he knows what they are at the moment. I've tried to help him as much as I can, and we're going to keep pushing because there's one hell of a player in there, but we do need to work still, and we do need to get him to a level that I think he can be at, to be able to do what he did tonight more regularly, add a goal at the end of it, be able to do it for 90 minutes, be able to press and lead the team. But yeah, a talented boy that played a big part in a good performance for us this evening.
There's always been a few question marks over him as an out-and-out number 9. Do you see that for him, particularly with a performance like that tonight?
I think he can do both. I think he could play as the 10. I think he could play as the 9. I think he, tactically he understands. He took on board what we asked of him. So yeah, I think he can do both. But as I say, snapshot. I've only seen him for 70 minutes or whatever he lasted. So sure I'll learn more as we progress.
Gary, Pep Guardiola once called Matheus Nunes one of the best midfielders in the world. Did he show tonight what he has got? How good he can be?
Yeah, I don't like to single people out on such a good team performance, but I'm very aware of Matheus' strengths and weaknesses, and he does some incredible things. I think I can help him. I think we can help tidy up his positioning and his understanding, and so just excited. As I said when I got the job, excited to work with a group with as much talent as they have. Hopefully we can manage to keep performing, but put some points on the board. But Matheus Nunes, I thought, was one of many that were very good this evening.
Gary, how were the players after that in the dressing room?
Yeah, I guess similar to me. I think I've spoken to them after the game, gave them my thoughts on it, but I think they'll share what I'm feeling around. Proud of what they managed to produce at Old Trafford. Not easy. Not seen many teams come here and do that. But then also a real underlying disappointment that we have to drive back down with no points. So I'm sure they're feeling the same. We'll pick them back up, make sure we recover, and it doesn't get too much easier next at the weekend against a fantastic Brighton side.
Great, thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.